So good morning. Today I'm going to be presenting on academic success, and everybody wants to succeed, right? Because with academic success, later on in the future you can get a good job, a good paying job, and this kind of lifestyle that you want. So that's the reason for my presentation on this topic today. So we all pursue a higher education. After high school, our parents tell us, okay guys, start thinking about college, what are you going to do afterwards? And we pursue higher education in order to finish our education, because that diploma can help us get a good paying job, white collar job. So that's the reason for academic success. That's why we should all go for it. So today I'm going to be talking about 3 main points. I'm going to be talking about managing your time, setting up goals, and executing your goals. So first of all, you need to manage your time. And time management is a really big thing. Time is always surrounded, it surrounds us every day of our lives. We, need to wake up a certain time. We need to take certain time to, take a shower, get ready to come to school. We have everything organized by time, right? We always have that watch or your phone, pulling it out. So it's always, time is an important, essential thing in our lives. So in 2008, Professor Posh, he noted that the time must be explicitly managed like money. Ask yourself, are you spending your time on the right things? So what he's saying is basically, we spend so much time doing things like, being on our phones, or walking to class, doing homework, studying, going out, all different things, right? So he's basically saying, with the time that you have in your hands, are you spending it the right way? And if not, what can you do to improve that? So what we all must take in consideration that besides him, he's a really credible source, because Professor Posh created a program called Alice, and Alice is a program that teaches anybody really how to program any language, Python, Java, JavaScript, anything. So he built his time. With his time, he created this important software that is recognized in the world of engineering. So yeah, he's really cool. So after that, we have to ask ourselves, we spend so much time on our phones, right? Every day, we check our phones, media, text messaging, text messages, all that kind of stuff. So how much time do we, spend, in a month, give or take? And so CNBC noted on 2015 that the average person spends about 6.5 hours on social media in a month. Now, I'm a big math geek, so I was like, why don't I extend that time period? And I came up with 78 hours of your time is spent on your phone for a year. And if you 20 years, you calculate that for the span of 20 years, you spend 1,560 hours being on your phone. That's the equivalent of 65 days, which is more than 2 months. So imagine just right now the time starts, and you're going to be for over 2 months on your phone. That's a long time. So, yeah, that's a long time, right? So, we need to manage our time. Time management is an essential thing to do. So, now that I've talked about this, I think the next important thing to realize is, I need a plan, or I need a goal. First of all, you need a goal. So what do you want? What do you want to accomplish? What is it that you want in the future? What is it that you're trying to get at? And in order for that to happen, you need a plan, a goal. So that goes with this, create a plan. And then what's called, an author of an engineering book, he says, how can you ever expect to get somewhere if you don't know where you want to go? And it's true. If you want to get somewhere in life, how do you get there if you don't know what to do first? And it's the first thing that you need to ask yourself, what should I do first in order to get there? So that's an important question to ask yourselves. Also, we have to take note that Dr. Posh, he says, we cannot change the cards we are dealt with, just how we play the hand. And I think this is a fascinating quote, because we all have different abilities, different talents, right? And some of us think, oh, that guy or that girl, she's so smart, she's smarter than I am, she's probably going to do better than me in this class, or she's going to do better in this. area. Well, we all have, like he says, we're dealt with different cards, but we all have the option of choosing how to play the hand, and that is how do we apply ourselves, how can we change that and use what we have to benefit ourselves. That's an important thing to take in consideration. Also, a director of American University Center for Environmental Filmmaking, his name is Mr. Palmer, he says, make a goal. Successful people envision the future step by step. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be and by when? Make a plan for yourself and your goals, making sure to include deadlines for when you want to achieve them. So he's basically saying, we all have goals, and right now, like the next important thing is make a plan. So how are you going to achieve that? Make a schedule. That's one way or an example of doing that. Make a schedule, plan your like weekly routine, set up like what you plan, you set it up in your schedule, so like let's say you want to go to the gym or run or anything like that, implement it on your schedule, like wake up at this time, run, like 3 miles or something. 3 miles is a good run. 3 miles, and you go from there. Make a plan. So that brings me to the next topic. After you have a plan, what do you do? Well, the next plan the next part is probably like the most important, which is you need to execute your goals now. So you have a plan, now you need to execute them. So what's next? Well, get to that again. So, okay, the next thing you should do is execute. And this basically is saying, now you have to put your plan into action. So, mortgage industry experts Mahadeva and Devulu disclosed in 2013 that now that you have written goals and developed an array of strategies, you need to put them into action. So that's basically saying now that you have a plan, you have your goals, now the next thing you need to do is put everything that you worked on, you put them into action, you start doing them. So now we have the building blocks, because they're working together and to get, to go, and that's what you're doing. You have your plan, to make a bridge, and then work your way up to create that bridge. So now they're acting upon it. So now after that, I love art, so I had to include a quote from Picasso, and he says, la acción es la llave fundacional de todo éxito, which translates into action is the foundational key to all success. Basically, that basically says, everything we're doing, everything that you have planned, you have to put it into action. And without that, you can't have success. So now that I have talked about managing your time, setting up goals and create a plan, and then finally executing the plan, this brings me to my conclusion. So, today I went over, how to manage your time, what you need to do, creating a plan, executing your goals, and why that's helpful for you. And, I hope that you guys enjoy this. And I know that you all have like the capacity of doing it so well in life. So, thank you.